Welcome to 340B Price Guide Guided Services, your weekly AI guide to what on the 340B landscape. All right, let's dive deep today. We've got some pretty significant news that's really shaking things up in the 340B program world. We're focusing squarely on Rite Aid's, what's going on with their operations based on a key article from the 340B Price Guide. Our mission here, really just to pull out the core facts. What does the source say about Rite Aid's situation? And importantly, what does it mean for you, whether you're part of a program or a customer relying on them?
So the context from the article, Rite Aid's been closing stores, right? We've seen that. It all stems from that second Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing back in 2023. And their plan, the source says, is basically close or sell off all stores by mid-2025. You might even see liquidation sales happening now.
Yeah, and the why behind it, according to the article, is really these intense financial pressures. They mentioned the retail landscape changing fast, but also the healthcare side. Both are hitting them hard. So Chapter 11, in this case, it's kind of a tool, the article points out, to systematically sell off assets.
Assets like?
Well, prescriptions, obviously, inventory,
Yeah.
even the stuff, on the front shelves.
Okay, and this is where it gets really specific for 340B. The big news from the article is this letter Rite Aid sent, May 19th, 2025. And that letter, the source says, flat out announced they're winding down all 340B operations completely. They even gave a final date for replenishment orders, April 29th, 2025. That feels very final.
Right, that date is key.
Yeah.
And when you connect the 340B wind down to the store closures, it makes sense that pharmacy services are just stopping at many places. So for you listening, if you or your patients use Rite Aid for 340B, you absolutely have to check your local store's timeline. The article is pretty clear. Transfer prescriptions now. It even mentions alternatives people might look at, like CVS or Walgreens.
Right, good point. The source did also mention what Rite Aid says they'll do during this transition. Trying to support customers, keep filling scripts where possible, online or in remaining stores. And they apparently intend to help their covered entity partners, too, with the 340B closeout stuff. Termination notices are supposed to be mailed.
Okay, so they're trying to manage the wind down.
Seems like it. And the article just briefly notes, for context, that HRSA OPA oversees the 340B program overall. Useful background.
Yeah, good to remember who manages the big picture.
So boiling it all down from this article, the main takeaway is really stark. Rite Aid is making a deliberate, complete exit from the 340B space.
Exactly. And that directly impacts you if you relied on them. If your program used Rite Aid pharmacies, your options are changing. It's time to act, basically. Transfer those prescriptions.
Definitely a call to action.
And, thinking about why Rite Aid said they're doing this, citing those big financial challenges, the evolving retail and healthcare scenes, sort of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What wider pressures might this signal? Are other retail pharmacies feeling this? Or is there something changing in the 340B environment itself?
That's a really interesting thought to end on. What does this ripple effect look like? Something to keep an eye on, for sure.